So here's me on my knees in the bathroom in Ayia Napa being like talking to myself like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a story time video. I've never done a story time video before, so I don't really know how this is going to go, but someone suggested it on my Instagram and then I put up a poll and it got a great reaction. So I'm just going to tell a story. And my first story is going to be about the time I got drugged in Ayia Napa. Just to give this a bit of a backstory, just so we know kind of what the vibe of the holiday was. Like, I wasn't on holiday with my parents, obviously, and got drugged. Like, that would be kind of weird. I went to Ayia Napa in September. Well, I went twice. So the first time I went, this isn't a story about then, this is about the second time I went to Ayia Napa. But the second time I went to Ayia Napa was with, when I lived in Dublin, I lived with all nurses. So they were all graduating from nursing, obviously. And I obviously wasn't graduating because I did not go out of, I obviously wasn't graduating because I dropped out of college twice. But I was an honorary nurse and, you know, I was graduating. So I decided to join them on their trip to Ayia Napa. Now, I had been to Ayia Napa before, so I kind of knew the layout. I knew, you know, I had my wits about me, like I knew what it was like. The first time we went to Ayia Napa, it was like July time. So in July when you go to Ayia Napa, it's like very studenty. Like there's a lot of students, like everyone's kind of similar age and stuff like that. It's very, very busy. Like if you go to Ayia Napa in July, it is very busy. The second time we went to Ayia Napa, it was September. So in September, Ayia Napa is still busy, but it has a total different vibe. Like it's a lot more chilled, the crowd is a lot older, and yeah, there's just like, you feel like you kind of have to watch your back more. Obviously when you're a girl, you kind of have to watch your back all the time anyway, just girly thing. So this time there was definitely like an air of like seediness almost, and this was before anything happened. So I think we were like halfway through our Ayia Napa holiday probably, and there were 6 of us that went on this holiday. Now I was the only non-nurse, so all of the other girls were nurses, thankfully. We'll get to that later. Yeah, so we were maybe the 3rd or 4th night on the holiday, so it was a big girls holiday. So as you know, with girls holidays, like, you know, you're at the pool all day, or you do a pool party or a boat trip or something like that. And then you go home, you shower, you get ready for the night. And normally what we would have done is have pre-drinks in the apartment and then go on to the strip. But this particular night, we didn't do that. I don't know why. I think it was actually because we had met a group of English lads. I think it was like our 3rd or 4th night. And that day, I don't know how, we were at lunch, right? And it came up in conversation, don't even ask me how. And I was like, I think when the girls felt sick or something, so she made herself get sick. Do you know the way some people do that? Like when they feel sick, they make themselves get sick to feel better. And I was like, lads, I honestly could never make myself get sick. Like I can't do it. Like it's not a thing for me. Like it just, don't even. This particular night, I think we kind of we didn't want to drink in the apartment because we wanted to start the night off without the boys, I think was the whole idea behind it. I don't really know. Anyway, if you know me, you know I'm not an alcohol gal. I don't like the taste of alcohol, so I will add anything to the drink to make it not taste like alcohol. Like, the taste of alcohol is fucking disgusting. So my usual drink is like Malibu Coke, Malibu Pineapple, vodka Red Bull if I need a bit of a like boost, which is coming later in the story. And on this particular night, we went straight to, I think it was an Irish bar. Yes, it was an Irish bar. So all the girls were on like whiskey and red and whiskey and whatever shots and stuff like that, but I was only drinking Malibu. So when you drink Malibu, it tastes amazing, but it takes quite a while to get drunk, as opposed to like whiskey or vodka or anything like that. Do you know when you go on holidays and like all the girls meet all the lads, and then what, like a few people have like holiday romances, whatever. I kind of fell for one of them. He pretty sure he had a girlfriend that he lied about, or just refrained to tell me about, and a child. So, well, he did say about the child, but I'm pretty sure the whole girlfriend thing was like omitted. So that was great. You know, we were drinking, having fun, whatever, and then I think the boys showed up, and then one of the girls and one of the guys started kind of having a bit of a tiff, and then the guy I was interested was kind of with the guy that one of my friends was having the fight with, so I was kind of hanging around them, or hanging around your man, basically being like, hi. I just remember he was a Virgo, and like anyone that is a Virgo is just like my type. I don't know, I didn't even know he was a Virgo, but we just clicked. And then after I was like, what star sign are you? And he was like, what? And I was like, okay, when were you born? And he told me. I was like, oh my god, he's Virgo. Like, how did I not know? Like, me, like, I'm just, if someone's a Virgo, like, they're literally my weakness. Like, I don't know what it is. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the story. So, I digress. So, I was kind of hanging around there because number one, I was sober, and number two, your man was there. So I was like, hey. All the girls went up to the big nightclub, which is Starsky's in Ayia Napa. It's like the big, massive main nightclub there. Well, not the main one, but like one of the main ones. So they were gone ahead of us, like up the strip, and we were kind of following behind. So by the time we got up there, like I was well sober, like I'd only had like 1 or 2 Malibu. We were like, will we go into the nightclub, won't we go in? But I think me, Gareth, the guy I was interested in, and one of the other lads went in. Like all the girls were already in there. So when you go into a nightclub and you take one look around you and you're like, I am so sober, I'm too sober to be in here. If I do not get a drink fast, I will leave. Like, you know. So I got in there, and that's immediately how I felt. Went up to the bar and I was like, right, double vodka Red Bull is what I need right now. So that was fine. Got my double vodka Red Bull, got in a glass with a straw. So I put my hand, do you know when you put your hand like this over the drinks and then drink through the straw, because you're a girl and like you might get raped at any time, or like drugged, or like, you know, just girly things. I drank really fast and I was like, right, need another one. Straight to the bar and another double vodka Red Bull. That was fine. Went back to the girls where we were dancing, holding my drink, drank through the straw, and like my head was nearly blown off me. Like I was like, so yeah, I was like, oh my god, the bouncer loves me. Like he made my drink so strong. No. Took another sip of this drink through the straw, and I felt something come up the straw and into my mouth. And I was immediately like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Do you know when your gut just like, my gut is so on point as well. Like, oh my god, oh my god. And then I was like talking to myself in my head, and I was like, no, Rebecca, like it had to be like a bit of ice, like, do you know? Or it was just something, like it's not what you think it was. Like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Meantime, this nightclub was like the seediest place ever. Like all the men were just watching. And like we were probably one of 3 groups of girls in there. Like it was 95% men. Maybe 99.9% men, to be honest. I was like, no, you're fine, Joe, keep dancing. And next thing, the like lights started like, do you know what, in the movies, like if someone gets drugged, everything just starts going like, woo! That was what was happening. So I was like, oh god. So I turned to Barbara, who's next to me. Bear in mind now, I was with all nurses. So I turned to Barbara and I was like, Barbara, I think there was something in my drink. And she didn't like look at me, like she was all dancing. She was like, oh, you're fine. And then I like grabbed her arm and I was like, no, Barbara, and like looked her like this, and she literally dead ass turned and was like, we need to go to the bathroom right now. Grabbed my arm, we ran up the stairs. Well, I was kind of like, I don't think I was running, I was probably walking very slowly, but like in my head I was running, like panicking. And we got into the bathroom and I was like, no, my throat's tightening. Like I was freaking out, like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, my throat's tightening, like I feel so dizzy, like blah, blah, blah. And Barbara's like, no, put your wrists under the cold water. And I was like, okay, put my wrist. And then she was like, okay, Rebecca, you know what you're gonna have to do. And I was like, what? And she was like, you're gonna have to make yourself get sick. Now rewind back to early in the day when we were having the conversation about how I couldn't make myself get sick. Like, I had never made myself get sick in my life. Don't go there in your head, because I know exactly what you're thinking. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me, okay? I just can't. Like, the reflex, it's not there. Like, it just doesn't, I just can't make myself get sick, okay? Like, you're gonna have to make yourself get sick. Like, if you don't make yourself get sick right now, this is going to go into your system. Well, it already is, but like, it's gonna go in even more, and you don't want that. She was like, realistically, you were probably date raped. And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, just make yourself get sick. So you can imagine now the disgusting nightclub bathroom floor, which I had to kneel on and try. And literally in my head, I was talking to myself, and I was like, Ricky, you have to do this. Like, you know, you don't know what happened. Like, you don't know what's going to happen to you. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, talking to myself in my head. And I think, do you know when you kind of get sick in your mouth a little bit, and then you're like, oh, that was weird, and then you like swallow it and go on with your day? I think that's all I managed to get up. Like, I was like empty, like reaching into that. Like, how do you make yourself get sick under pressure? Like, I can't even do it on a good day. Ended up making myself get like the tiniest bit sick like in the world, and like left the bathroom, whatever. And later on, Barbara actually told me that she went into the bathroom and saw like purple, like a purple tablet in the toilet, which I obviously vomited up. So that was great. So I went back downstairs, went to the bar and got a bottle of water. No straw, sealed, because I'm pretty sure whatever I was spiked with was like in the straw. Like, I don't think, like, I think it was either the bartender or someone paid the bartender or someone put the straw, like something happened with the straw. Like, it wasn't someone dropped something in my drink, because I went to the bar, had my drink in my hand, and like kept it in my hand. Like, it wasn't, I didn't leave it down. Like, I'm not thick, you know? So got a bottle of water, and next thing I see a lover boy out of the corner of my eye getting in a fight. I think it was with the bouncer, I'm really not sure. Memory's not the best, you know? It happens when you get drugged. There's only one way I'm gonna forget that I just got spiked right now, and that's by putting all my focus on trying to stop lover boy from fighting this random stranger. Like, what? So literally put all my focus, that whole, I think it was like 3 hours we were outside in that bench, and like talking the biggest amount of shite to him. Like, he was probably like, please leave me alone, and I was like, I just got drugged, please talk to me. And then I went home, went to bed, was absolutely fine, woke up the next day. There was a twitch in one of my eyes, which like, I don't know if it was in my head and like placebo effect, where like my eye was twitching, or was it like a side effect from like the drug I was spiked with the night before. Like, you really don't know these things. Actually, the next day, it was Barbara's birthday, woo, birthday, and we all were at the table. I ordered a drink, and I took one sup of the drink, and my eye just like, it's like I felt my eye getting bigger. So I was actually fine. So I survived, nothing bad happened. It wasn't a very fun time in my life. I hope you enjoyed the story about the time I was drugged in Ayia Napa. This is nothing bad about Ayia Napa, by the way, because this can literally happen anywhere. You just have to be careful, especially if you're a girl, or a guy, or anyone. Just, you know, people, like, I remember that night actually. No, I think it was the night after. Yeah, the night after then I wasn't drinking, and we met the guy who was the musician in the Irish pub, and he was like, oh, you're not drinking tonight? And I was like, no, kind of was drugged last night, you know, don't really feel like drinking. And he was like, oh, like, why didn't you just leave her? Like, or why didn't you just leave it? Like, I'm sure you would have been fine, you probably would have had a great night. And I was like, girls don't tend to get spiked so they'll have a great night. Like, no one looks at a girl and like, she looks like she's having a shit time, let's, you know, make her have the best night of her life. Like, whatever I got spiked with was gonna make me like pass out, or I don't know what happens. But yeah, so that's the story about the time I was drugged in Ayia Napa. If you enjoyed this story time, please like and subscribe and comment below. I have 2 more story times I think that I want to tell. I want to There's one about when I went to Vegas when I was 20 and we got like basically a free Vegas trip. And then there's another one in Vegas, which is very sketchy story. And I don't know if I can tell it because I need to get permission of the girls I was there with, or else I need to like change all the names and like plan it out how I'm gonna tell it. But that story is like fucked up. Like it's weird. It is very weird. But yeah, if you enjoyed my first storytime video, thank you for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit that like button if you made it to the end of the video. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.